Welcome back to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Josiah Schuneman. The boys basketball season has moved to the regional round, with our local schools battling for a chance at a sectional appearance. Let's first check out one of the best teams in the state in the 30-1 Bennett Academy Red Wings, who take on Bartlett in the regional final at Addison Trail. Addison Trail hosting a regional final matchup between Bartlett and the number 1 ranked team in Class 4A, the 30-1 Bennett Academy Red Wings. The Hawks defeated Batavia to advance to the final, while Bennett crushed Addison Trail by 43 points. In the opening minutes of the game, Dartmouth commit Nico Abusara sets the tone for the Red Wings with a drive for a slam dunk finish for a 2-0 lead. Later in the quarter, Braden Fagbemi gets the steal and darts through the open court before finding Sam Driscoll for the layup. Bennett already up 6-0. Next possession, Fagbemi again gets into the paint and hits Brady Kunka with a bounce pass for 2 more. The Red Wings moving the ball well and attacking the glass. Parker Sullivan gets up for the rebound and putback as Bennett surges to a 10-0 lead to start the game. Bartlett finding its footing near the end of the quarter. Nathan Skierce buries the three-pointer as the Hawks now trail 10-6. Into the second quarter, now Bennett gets things going from beyond the arc. Brady Kunka fires from way downtown and drains it. The senior with 20 points as Bennett takes a 14-point lead. The Red Wings continue to attack the glass. This time, Nico Abusara gets the putback as Bennett continues to pull away. Bartlett trying to stay in the game. Keegan Kunzer hits the open 3 on the Ravi Banapal assist to keep his team within 10. Final seconds of the half, Abusara drives and kicks to Brady Kunka, who sinks another 3 to beat the first half buzzer. Bennett takes a 33-18 lead into halftime. First possession of the second half, Kunka pulls down another offensive rebound for the Wings. Braden Fagbemi gets a wide open look from beyond the arc and buries it to double up the Hawks. Later in the third, Bennett on the break as Abusara pump fakes and finds Kunka down low for the layup and the foul. Red Wings take a 50-23 advantage. This highlight ends as it began with a Nico Abusara driving dunk past the defense. The Red Wings roll to the regional title for a 3rd straight season with a victory over Bartlett. Bennett will face Lake Park in the sectional semifinal. We're back at East Aurora for a regional championship matchup between the Neuqua Valley Wildcats and Lincoln Way East Griffins. The winner of this game will move on to challenge Joliet West in the sectional semifinals. In the first quarter, Lincoln Way East gets the stop and they're off to the races. The ball finds the hands of B.J. Powell and he tosses it up to George Bellevue for the finish at the rim. The Griffins have a 15-5 lead. In the closing moments of the first, Joe Balgro swings it over to Vova Polishchuk in the corner and he knocks down the 3-ball. That cuts it to 7 to end the quarter. On to the second quarter, Chris Sorbinov spins towards the lane, absorbs the contact, and sinks the short-range shot. Neuqua down 17-13. On the other end, Matt Hudick penetrates to the baseline. Kyle Olagbegi swings it to Powell, and he drains the shot from well beyond the arc. Lincoln Way East now up 8. In the second half, Olagbegi jumps in front of the pass, throws a slick bounce pass ahead to George Bellevue, and he throws it down for 2. Griffins up 26-19. Moments later, Olagbegi drives baseline, avoids multiple Wildcats, and finishes at the rim. It's now a 9-point lead. With under 2 minutes left in the quarter, Joel Zachariah comes off the double screen and drains the three-pointer to cut the lead down to 31-26. With time dwindling in the third, Luke Kincaid takes 2 dribbles and calmly knocks down the pull-up jumper. They trail by 2 going into the fourth. Just a minute into the quarter, it's Zachariah again from downtown, and this one's nothing but net. Neuqua Valley takes its first lead since the first quarter. Now with under 5 minutes to play, Oleg Beggy drives and kicks it out to Brendan Sanders, and he drills the corner three. This one ties the game up at 40. Nick Lendino catches it in the middle, then finds Luke Kincaid behind the arc, and he knocks it down. Nequa goes up by 3 with 2 minutes left. After free throws, the Griffins have the ball down 1 with 20 seconds to play. Powell drives to the lane, dumps it off to Oleg Beggy. He corrals it, then rises up and puts in the go-ahead bucket. They go up by 1 with 9 seconds to go. On the other end, the Wildcats have 5 seconds to look for a shot. Lendino takes the inbound and fires the jumper. It bounces out, but Chris Serbinov is there for the putback. Nequa reclaims the lead 48-47 and leaves Linking Way East with just 1.7 seconds to work with. The Griffins have to go the length of the court. Bellevue slings it to Oleg Beggy at half court, who tosses it ahead to Caden Ross, who fires it away, and it's good! The officials count the basket, and Ross gets swarmed by his teammates, celebrating a regional title. They'll face Joliet West in the sectional semis. Coming up, we'll show you the girls' basketball sectionals here on NSW.
Two former longtime DuPage Valley Conference rivals meeting up once again on the court in the boys' basketball regional final as Wheaton-Warrenville South faces Naperville North. Both teams are looking to raise a regional plaque for a second consecutive season. The Huskies hoping to build on the win over York in the semifinals to pull the upset. The Tigers are known for their tenacious 1-3-1 defense. Here they show pressure as Braden Meredith gets the steal and makes the reverse layup to give Wheaton South the early lead. Later in the first quarter, Jake Boza takes the pass and makes a nice move to the rim as he gets the layup to go. Tigers with the early edge. Offense tough to come by for Naperville North, but dynamic junior Luke Williams drives and kicks to Jack Kalstrand, who sinks the corner three. Huskies down by just 2. Wheaton-Warrenville South moving the basketball in transition as Colin Moore takes it to the hoop for 2 more. A 14-8 lead for the Tigers. Near the end of the first half, Braden Meredith buries the open three from the corner as the clock expires. The Tigers take a 17-8 advantage into halftime. Early in the second half, the Huskies get in transition as Luke Williams sprints up the court and sinks the free throw line jumper to make it a 7-point game. Later in the third, Cole Arl gets his defender in the air with a pump fake and hits a pull-up for 2 as North gets 2 more and trails 24-15. Later in the fourth quarter, the Huskies continue to battle as the ball finds Jacob Nolan in the corner for 3. The senior hits a big one to get back within 10 points. But Wheaton South is able to hit big shots to curtail any Naperville North run. Jake Boza fired up after a big-time 3 from the top of the key. Huskies in desperation mode in the closing minutes. Cole Arl can't get the layup to go, but Luke Williams is there for the putback. But the Tigers' defense clamps down from there. Marco Gonzalez breaks the press and finds Edwards for the dunk to slam the door. Wheaton-Warrenville South wins the West Chicago Regional Championship 45-30 over Naperville North. The Huskies can hold their heads high after a 20-win campaign this season.
You know, Coach tells us every game, defense turns into offense, you know, and defense is what makes the game, or just defense is what wins championships, you know. So we want to bring it every time on that side of the floor first and just turn the intensity up, you know, because we know that's going to turn into points on the other end.
I mean, they're such a good team, so much talent. We went down, we had to pressure them a lot. They got some buckets down the stretch. Our guys kept battling. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way, but I'm so proud that we won it.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
rewarding. With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
What's the matter, boy? What are you trying to tell me? Is something wrong?
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something.
Naperville Animal Crime Stoppers.
Yes, I'd like to report a case of animal cruelty and neglect.
Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves.
We got more postseason hoops, this time on the girls' side. We start with the sectional semifinals at West Aurora, as it's a clash between two of our area schools, with the 1 seed Bennett Academy facing the number 4 seed Neuqua Valley, with a spot in the final on the line. The girls basketball sectional semifinal round is here, with Bennett Academy hoping to make another trip to the West Aurora sectional finals, while Neuqua Valley enters this matchup fresh off the program's first regional championship since 2016. The Wildcats show early on that they want anybody but Lene Beaumont to beat them, bringing out the traps and double teams to slow the Indiana recruit. Amelia Solarski banks in the first shot of the game on a wide open look. Neuqua needs everyone to step up to pull off the upset. Senior captain Tia Polakidis hits the mid-range turnaround jumper. Wildcats trail 6-3 in the opening minutes. The Red Wings move the ball well as Solarski finds senior Sam Trimberger in the paint. She gets the basket and the foul as the Wings go up 15-3. Neuqua Valley gets out in transition and Caitlin Washington glides towards the hoop for the layup as the Wildcats turn defense into offense. Nice ball movement here from the blue and gold as Nalia Clifford finds Zoe Navarro for 3. Neuqua down 15-8. Final moments of the first quarter, Bridget Reifenberg nearly gets the steal for Bennett, but Navarro gets the ball back and hits the pull-up triple from the top of the key. An 8-0 Neuqua run puts the Cats down only 15-11 after 1. Early in the second quarter, Beaumont rises up and hits the jumper despite the double team. Red Wings go back up by 6. Sam Trimberger continues to dominate down low. Beaumont drives and finds her fellow senior for the layup and the foul. 13 points in the first half for Trimberger. Later in the quarter, after a Sadie Sturbenz offensive rebound, Lindsay Harzich buries the 3 from the corner. Bennett takes a 24-17 lead into halftime. Early in the second half, the DVC champions continue to claw back into the game. Freshman Nalia Clifford sinks the 3, and it's just a 2-point game. Caitlin Washington tries a 3, but Lene Beaumont shows off the full skill set, grabbing the rebound and taking the ball behind her back as she darts in for the contested layup to keep Bennett in front. Later in the quarter, Beaumont misses the short jumper, but Trimberger steps up once again with 2 more of her team-high 20 points to extend the Red Wing advantage. Bennett clicking on both ends now as Beaumont pulls up and buries this long-range three-pointer. 15 on the night for the All-State guard as the lead is pushed to 12. In the fourth quarter, Neuqua finally gets the half-court offense going. Caitlin Washington hits this three-pointer, 11 points for the junior, but the Wildcats still trail by double digits. Neuqua unable to force enough turnovers in the second half, but senior Tia Polakidis still battling to the end as she gets this 3 of her 8 points here. Bennett still leads 52-34. The Red Wings pull away for good late in the second half. Sadie Sturbenz finds a cutting Maggie Solarski for a layup as Bennett heads back to the sectional championship for an 8th consecutive season with a 60-43 win over Neuqua Valley. A great year for the Wildcats comes to a close.
The girls' basketball sectional final has become a yearly business trip for Bennett Academy, with the Red Wings back in it for a 4th consecutive season. They take on upset-minded Waubonsie Valley, who is making their first sectional final appearance since 2010. Warriors start off strong with Kalaya Reed passing to freshman sensation Daniela Porcoso, who just catches and shoots the 3 to give Waubonsie a 6-4 lead. Then Hannah Lobb is in that same spot, and she banks in the 3 to help the Warriors get off to an 11-4 start. Later on, Lene Beaumont turns on scoring mode, and that's trouble for any defender. Sadie Sturbenz tries to get a bucket. She misses, but Beaumont is there in the right place, getting the rebound and put back to cut the deficit to 14-12. Warriors keep on flooring it, and Reed is the one sinking the three ball. New quarter, same Beaumont, but she wants to shoot from three as well, and bingo, you shouldn't be surprised at this point. With Beaumont being guarded, that just leaves the door open for Lindsay Harzich, who gets a nice floater to go with the spin. That one gives Bennett a 23-21 lead. Now they want to remain on the good side of the score. Maggie Solarski helps the cause by floating one in of her own. As we approach the break, the Warriors get a much-needed three from Porcoso. They trail by 4 at halftime. Come second half, Bennett turns on dominance mode, starting with Sam Trimberger getting her own board and putback. That makes it 38-31. Trimberger is not done yet. She gets the pass from her best friend Beaumont, and yeah, we knew that lane was coming. Red Wings extend their lead to 43-31. Taylor Curry is trying to keep WV in it. She drives through the defense and gets the shot to go plus the foul. Warriors trail 47-39 early in the fourth. However, good luck stopping Beaumont because she keeps on scoring to add on to her 21-point night. Lindsay Harzich ends the highlight with another lay-in that looks too easy for her. Bennett Academy, with another dominating win, helps them to the sectional title with a 58-47 win over Waubonsie Valley. Up next is the Super Sectionals against Kenwood at Hinsdale Central.
For this play of the week, we got Cole Arl hitting a difficult shot. He takes the pass from Luke Williams, spins into the teeth of the defense, tosses it up over 3 defenders, and it somehow goes in. What a wild play by Arl as the defenders were draped all over him, and he still got the shot to fall.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
Oh yeah, I'll take one of your specials, my man.
There you go, princess.
We were there when you explored questionable street meat.
Maybe read the reviews next time?
We were there for that. And we're here for everything else. Here it's personal, because we get to know you.
Staying with the Hoops theme, Bennett Academy boys basketball players Nico Abusara and Braden Fagbemi both have had terrific senior years, which have helped the Red Wings to their historic season. These 2 stars will also be continuing their hoops careers at prestigious schools in the fall. I bring you more on these sophisticated athletes in this feature story sponsored by Edward Elmhurst Health. Many athletes who have played high school basketball in the local area have continued their careers at successful programs in conferences like the Big Ten, Big East, or even the Missouri Valley Conference, to name a few. However, it's not often we see these talented hoopers end up in the Ivy League or other schools with such high-level academics. For Bennett Academy boys basketball players Nico Abusara and Braden Fagbemi, that is exactly the case. Standing at 6'5", Abusara has developed into one of the best all-around players in the state, while Fagbemi has gone from a supporting role to becoming a terrific point guard this season. He and Abusara work very well together on the court, helping the Red Wings to a 31-1 record so far. As the top-ranked team in Class 4A in the state of Illinois, Bennett just won a regional championship for a 3rd straight season. But it's not just about what they do in basketball, but also in the classroom, which has given them the chance to keep competing in college. Abusara will be playing in the Ivy League for Dartmouth College, where he will study economics, while Fagbemi will be heading to Division III at Johns Hopkins University to be a pre-med major.
As an athlete, my body and like how my body works has been like of interest to me for a while. And then for like choosing Johns Hopkins, it was just more the relationship I had with the coaches. I had a great relationship with Coach Josh Leffler, and ultimately that's what it came down to. Loved hanging out with the team, and it was a great place when I went.
When I went to go visit there, the coaches, the players, just like the staff overall and the school overall just made me feel like home. I'm Serbian too, so there's 2 Serbian players on the team, so I just have a great connection. And they really broke my game down as a point guard, which I really liked.
That's right. After playing forward and center this year for Bennett, he will be moving to point guard for the Big Green, which shows how high level the Ivy League is. He will be the first Red Wing under head coach Gene Highcamp to join the conference. Ivy League schools and Johns Hopkins do not provide athletic scholarships, which shows how dedicated you need to be to your sport and to your studies in order to compete at these elite colleges.
First of all, it's quite an achievement in itself to have a chance to go to those schools and play basketball at a high level. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot throughout their high school years, and obviously it's going to take a lot once they get there. But I'm very proud of the effort that they put into, first of all, in the classroom and then on the court. And they exemplify the best in really high school student athletes.
Abusara and Fagbemi are hyped for their chances to attend such prestigious schools.
I'm super excited, just to be in front of that environment where I get to play against Harvard, Yale, Princeton every single year for the next 4 years of my life.
It means everything to me. The academic reputation that they have already, and then going to a very good school for basketball as well. It's everything I've dreamed for.
Before they move on to the next chapters of their lives, the job is not finished for these 2 stars at Bennett Academy.
We have all the momentum right now. The regular season really brought us together where we've been down by bad teams. We've been up by a lot of good teams. So just to win a state championship. So that's the ultimate goal. That's what we want.
When you think about Bennett boys basketball, you think about greatness. You think about dominance, talent, culture, and brotherhood. You also think about all of the great players who have worn the red and white, like Frank Kaminsky, Dave Sobolewski, Sean O'Mara, and current senior Brady Kunka. By proving they belong among these legendary names, the future could not be brighter for Nico Abusara and Braden Fagbemi. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I am Josiah Schuneman. We jump into the water for the boys swimming state meet taking place at the FMC Natatorium in Westmont. It's the 2023 Boys IHSA State Swimming Meet at the FMC Natatorium in Westmont. All 6 of our area schools are in attendance and are looking to find themselves on the podium. Waubonsie Valley is coming off its first sectional championship since 1996. And here we go, starting in the 200-yard medley relay with Naperville Central, Waubonsie, and Naperville North. The Huskies finish in 7th, while Waubonsie and Central are just ahead in 6th and 5th, respectively. But it's Hinsdale Central who blows past everyone, and they secure the IHSA state meet record of 129.40. Moving on to the 200-yard individual medley, where Mustang Jaden Gamilla, Warrior Keon Lamb, and Red Hawk Alex Lakin are competing. Gamilla finishes officially in 7th place, but actually records the 3rd fastest time. Lamb ends in 9th, and Lakin places 11th. The 50-yard freestyle sees a crosstown rivalry between North's Jonathan Wang and Central's Max Gutsch. Wang gets the advantage and secures 9th place. Gutsch places 11th. Highland Park's Kevin Obochi gets 1st. Now in the 100-yard freestyle, Bennett Academy's Jack Larson looking to impress for the Red Wings. Larson's time of 46.24 is good enough for 9th place, while Rockford East's Camden Taylor leaves no doubt in the pool. Taylor gets the state meet record of 43.72. Alex Parkinson of Neuqua Valley is looking for a good result after setting Neuqua's 500-yard free school record in the prelims. Parkinson in lane 5 gets off to an early lead, and he never looks back. The Wildcat, who got 3rd in sectionals, wins state. He finishes just 0.04 seconds ahead of Charlie Tracy of St. Ignatius. In the 200-yard freestyle relay, the Red Hawks and Red Wings are ready to go. Central's team finishes in 6th, and Bennett gets in at 11th place. Once again, though, Hinsdale Central is breaking records. Their time of 121.26 breaks the state meet record set by Glenview in 2009. They're calling this meet over with a couple of races to go. We wrap it up in the 100-yard breaststroke, where multiple local swimmers do well. Ethan Huyen of Waubonsie places 7th. North's Jonathan Wang ends the season with a 4th place finish, and in front of him are Jaden Gamilla and Alex Lakin. Gamilla gets the 3rd place spot, while Lakin finishes in 2nd place, just 0.3 seconds behind Joshua Bay of Hinsdale Central. The Red Devils win this race on top of 4 others and secure the IHSA State Championship. Naperville Central ends in 6th, while Waubonsie finishes in 10th. After the break, we take a look at postseason hockey here on NSW. Do you want all the most exciting highlights from your student-athlete's high school career? Relive all your favorite stories and moments from the past few seasons of Naperville Sports Weekly by purchasing digital downloads. Go to nctv17.org/shop to order today.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
Rewarding? With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We cap off the show with some hockey as Neuqua Valley takes on the Warriors in the win-or-go-home 3rd game of the Illinois West Cup semifinals at All Seasons.
It's Game 3 of the Illinois West Hockey Semifinals. Neuqua Valley won Game 1 by a score of 3-2, and the Warriors responded with a 2-1 win in Game 2. The winner of this game advances to the finals against Maine. We start this game not even a minute in as Evan Ziegler picks the puck up down low and stick handles around Aiden Weisoglad to find the back of the net. Warriors up early on. A couple of minutes later, and James Navziger finds himself in on the breakaway, but Aiden Weisoglad poke checks the puck away, shutting down the opportunity. Warriors on the power play with 3 minutes left in the first. Josh Pianowski picks up a loose puck and fires on net, beating Weisoglad. The Warriors go into the second period with a 2-0 lead. 5 minutes into the second period, and it's Neuqua's turn on the attack. Nathan Santos brings the puck out in front and his wrist shot beats Jack Poitamani, cutting the Warriors' lead in half. Green and gold look for the instant response as Evan Ziegler breaks up a play and finds himself in on goal, but he's robbed by the glove of Aiden Weisoglad. Just under 6 minutes to play in the period, Dylan McRae carries the puck into the zone and shoots, but his shot rings off of the post and is eventually covered by Poitamani. The Warriors continue to be dangerous in this period as Matthew Shield is in on the breakaway now, but once again Aiden Weisoglad is there to deny the chance. The home team starts the third period strong. Kyler Campfield has a shot from the point that is tipped by Joe Pianowski, but Aiden Weisoglad is there to make the save and cover. Wildcats still looking for the equalizer. Dylan McRae finds the loose puck and his one-time effort on net is caught by the glove of Jack Poitamani. Neuqua is still pushing for the tying goal. Nathan Santos has a shot from the point that is blocked, but finding the puck out in front is Rocco Ramita, who is denied not once but twice by Poitamani. Final seconds of the game, off of the faceoff, the puck slides into the middle, but Evan Ziegler is there to ice the puck with 0.2 seconds on the clock. The following faceoff is won cleanly by Trenton Fisk, but there simply isn't enough time on the clock. The Warriors hold on and win Game 3 by a score of 2-1. The green and gold advances to the Illinois West Finals against Maine.
Circus shots are the theme for these plays of the week. Now it's Taylor Curry joining the action. Off the long miss, she gets the offensive rebound, flips it up behind her head, and it goes down. A crazy shot from Curry over 2 defenders as she was falling down. That's it for the show. Join us next week for more playoff basketball, including the Bennett Academy girls looking to make back-to-back trips to the state tournament at Illinois State University. Don't forget, we're always online. Check us out on our website for extended highlights and stories at nctv17.org. You can also find us on social media at nctv17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. See you next week.